I've just realised that my mic's been muted for the first half hour of stream. I apologise. I was talking away like someone was actually listening. Hi everyone. Welcome in. Hi Tess. I hope you're doing well. I do apologise for that. For some reason my mic just decided to stop working. Just less than the paint. No, my mic was not working. No, I was just like, it's very quiet in here. Just gonna check that. Hi everyone, welcome in. Thank you for bearing with me, even though I was on mute the whole time. Yep. Straight out space Jared shit. Wow. Okay. Yeah, hi. I'm doing well, thank you, Tess. I hope you're well. I hope Space Jared's had more fun adventures. Well, that was embarrassing. We all have fumes and go. Yeah, I'm gonna blame the paint fumes. And the fact that I have not had my coffee this morning. But yeah. Wow, that was a lot of talking for no point. People in before coffee? Yeah, I know. I know, it's a dangerous thing. But, yeah, I woke up late because my neighbours kept me up last night. So I didn't have time to make coffee before starting a stream. Turns out I probably should have just made the coffee. But hey, I'll know that for next time. No space Jared today? Aww. Oh, you moved some stuff to hard and cleaned? That sounds good. Are you nearly fully moved over now? Or have you still got a bit to go? Obviously, if you don't mind me asking. Suddenly my paint has turned to water. But yeah. Hi. Morning, everyone. It's definitely been a good start. I hope you enjoyed the music. What I was saying was that today is kind of just about tidying up. So I'm working on bits that I've already painted mainly, just neatening them up. And I did a bit on the wings off stream, which you might have seen if you were here at the beginning, if you're not. So that's kind of where we left the wings before, with nothing on the back. I did the back of the wings, so they're a bit more completed. So that's what I did off stream. So it's time for coffee. Well, I didn't intend to mute myself. That would probably be Windows updates interfering as usual. Very rudely saying, no talking for you today. Smash it? Do it on a day? Yeah, but you don't need to rush, right? Take your time with it. I'm glad you're nearly done though. It'll be good. Moving's always such a hassle, so I hope it all goes smoothly. I'll get coffee after stream. It's fine. No time to make a proper, like, cafetiere of coffee. I usually have a proper sort of brunch after these streams. So I'll do like some really nice food, a pot of coffee, all that kind of stuff. Just sit and enjoy it. Yes, yeah. Or you bump a USB cable and USB forgets, and OBS forgets everything. Yes. And for me, it's every time my so my microphone is run by LG Hub. So every time LG Hub, Logitech Hub updates, OBS forgets that I have a mic. And it just resets it to default, which is nothing.
It's Indigo Leaf just subscribed. 42 cupcakes for 42 months.
Indy! Oh man, thank you for the resub. Ah, the new alerts worked as well. Want to do cupcakes? That sounds amazing. Love cupcakes. Thank you for the resub. 42 months is huge. Sorry I'm late? No worries. You missed my my mute. Accidental muting. So it's all good. You didn't miss anything at all. You missed a lot of silence, that's it. It's good to see you, Indy, and thank you so much for the resub. I really appreciate that. It's huge as well. It's a big number. I feel very lucky to be able to have done this for so long. Exactly. Doesn't count if the streamer's on mute. To be fair, not talking is kind of my default setting for painting anyway. Even though I've done these streams for years now. Whenever I sit down, if I don't have the microphone like where I can see it, I forget to talk. I just get hyper focused on it. It's actually quite nice. It's quite peaceful. No thoughts, only paint. Kind of a mood. But I hope you're having a good weekend, Mindy. I'm still just filling in corners on this, to be honest. I know I've been a little inconsistent with streaming recently, but I am doing what I can to get back on track. Life has been a lot, and I think everyone here knows, you know, I balance full-time work and streaming and a chronic illness, so there's been a lot this year. My chronic illness has not really given me a break yet, which makes everything harder, obviously. But I'm hoping that things are turning around soon, and I should hopefully be back to normal soon. And I think I'm gonna change things up a little bit next week in terms of what I've been streaming recently. So I think I might end the Long Dark playthrough at the end of this current chapter. So this week will be the last Long Dark, and then I think I'm going to start some Cult of the Lamb on stream. Because I really enjoyed playing that, and there's a new update that I've not played. So I think I'm going to start a fresh playthrough of Cult of the Lamb. I'll put it up on YouTube still as well, so there'll still be gaming as well as painting on YouTube. And but I'll put integration on and all that sort of fun stuff, so you guys can get involved. Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I wanted to play something a bit more engaging, because while the Long Dark is fun, it feels like more of a solo experience. And you know, this isn't really a solo stream, so to speak. Streaming isn't a solo experience. Though it can feel like it sometimes. I just wanted to play something that kind of involves everyone a bit more. And Cult of the Lamb's kind of perfect, because I love it. I'm not bored of it in the slightest. There's new content on her that I've not seen anything on. And I had an absolute blast with it when it first came out. I'll start a new save so that anyone who had a character on there is able to create a new one, and we can just start from scratch and go right the way through to all the new content as well, so we get the full experience. Yeah, that was kind of where I'm at in terms of streaming things. I'm just kind of working towards getting a bit healthier at the same time in the background. I think anyone who's had major changes to their diet or exercise will know that's never a straight line. Health things are always kind of up and down. So yeah, if you guys have been wondering what's been going on, it's basically just health. It's all health related. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited at like deciding, because I also did the thing of, as much as I hate to do it, I looked at the numbers, and Cult of the Lamb seems to be the good option for me. It's like the happy middle ground of what does well with numbers and what I enjoy and what I can actually create content with. As much as this is mainly for fun, I do still have the ambition of turning this into a career at some point. Though that's looking more ambitious every day. So, it's something I have to keep in mind. I'll still be doing Stardew Valley though. There'll be Stardew Valley, Cult of the Lamb, painting. I think those are going to be some mainstays for me over the next few weeks. And then whenever I can manage it, some bonus streams on stuff like Power Wash Sim or, you know, House Flipper, that sort of stuff. I definitely want to play the Power Wash Sim 40k stuff when that comes out. To date the video or anything. That's not out yet. And I'll definitely play through those levels for sure on stream. Depending on when it actually comes out. I'll try and do that at the same time as the charity stream. Yeah, baby steps. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that took me completely by surprise. But yeah, the Warhammer 40k and Power Wash Sim are teaming up for some levels. Which is a sentence I never thought I'd say. But yeah, that's happening this year at some point. So I'll play all of them on stream. So the other end of the spectrum, right? It's such a unexpected thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm excited. Like, this is gonna be cool as fuck. It's gonna be super interesting. But yeah. 40k Power Wash Sim. Y'all are gonna get me nerding out about that at some point. And yeah, I'll probably even record the session so they go up. Because why not? Why not? There it is. Oh, relaxing cleaning. Yeah, right? In the grim dark future, there is only power washing. Doesn't quite have the same ring. Hello, grimdark, grime and dirt. Close enough, right? How's my morning been? It's been alright, thank you, Indy. I forgot my coffee and forgot to check my settings before I went live, but other than that, can't complain. Well, I say forgot. I haven't had my coffee yet. But it's cool. I have a nice lazy day ahead of me after stream. So I'm not too worried. I do a bit of cooking, a bit of cleaning, a lot of watching The Expanse because I'm so excited for the Telltale game that's coming out soon. Because I think most of you would have been here when I was playing The Wolf Among Us, and that's one of my all-time favorite games. So, having Telltale games back, doing one of my favorite sci-fis as well. Because The Expanse, if you haven't seen it already, or read the books already, go do it. It's so freaking good. It's mind-blowingly good. And the TV show, as far as I can tell, is pretty close to the books. At least in the first season, there's only very minor details that are different. And a lot of those are like, well, you know, that's to make it easier to put on TV. Kind of details. Yeah, they had to do that to make it fit in the episode. Rather than story critical details that kind of break the story if you don't have them. Aw, getting Shadow a better graphics card? That'd be cool. I'm sure she'll appreciate that. I mean, one of the ways you could try doing it is seeing if anyone in the community has one going spare. If buying a brand new one is out of the question. I'll certainly keep an ear out if I hear of anyone giving one away. Yeah. There's a lot to be excited for at the moment. Again, getting her a 3060? Nice. That is a huge upgrade. Pretty sure I've got a 3060. It might be a 3080. I don't remember what I got in the end. Oh, I was definitely looking at the 3060 and the 3080 when I got my new PC in November. I think I just went for one that had a huge amount of video RAM. Because I didn't want to get stuck with, you know, limitations I think you all know how it is sometimes. It's being a lot more difficult to paint over than I anticipated. Best of luck with that, Indy. I hope it goes well. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to a lot of games at the moment. Looking forward to having a restful weekend, hopefully. I had an extra day off because of the bank holiday, so looking forward to kind of making the most of the rest of the bank holiday. Just kind of chilling for a little bit. I don't know what I'm doing with this scythe now. I might leave it alone after I've done this coat of paint and just kind of come back to it when I'm a little bit clearer on what I want out of it. Do is go back to these details here. What's my train of thought now? What do I want to work on? It's probably going to be a good place to get back on track. Maybe this guy at the front. I need something to prop this up on, I think. I don't want to put too much pressure on the this guy at the back and risk squishing or snapping anything. Alright. I do want to work on these guys. At least get them their first coats of paint, you know? First, we get the click. Matching Mortarion, of course. I'm just kind of having to be careful. It's just separated a little. I'm thinking if I feel truly ambitious with this, I might do mini versions of Mortarion's wings on the Nurglings, which are these little demons. I'm not sure yet. Don't hold me to it. Because those wings take probably about 6 hours a piece, with all the drying in between. Probably more than that, to be honest. So I don't know if I've got that kind of patience. I was able to take advantage of some unseasonably warm weather to get them done a little bit quicker than usual. But still a lot. Excuse me. Oh, I missed my self-care checkpoint, that's why. I'm taking a quick break just to stretch my hands out a little bit. And get a bit of water in me. Apparently I need that. Okay. That's fine. But yeah, the Nurglings and the demons on this, they're kind of meant to be mini Mortarions in a way. They're like his personal helper demons. Specifically for him. So I kind of like making them, you know, minis in a way. First stage of that is to paint these wings, so I'm going to do that before I do anything else. Just get a really nice solid colour on them, and then I'll see how I feel about adding contrast in. Really? He's at least got some wings. He's slightly paler green for the skin. So it's meant to kind of be similar but different to his armor. Like really grotesque cherubs almost. Okay. So I'm sort of kind of marking out where the skin is. This is not the neatest thing I've ever done, but it'll have to be refined once it's all dried up. These are unreasonably complex nurglings. Bring back my simple little guys. I missed a bit of a leg over here. He's got one of these on the go. Tentacle tongue thing. Oh yeah, going back to what I was saying about streams in the future. There's definitely going to be at least one more long dark, just to finish off the current chapter. Probably try and do that tomorrow. I'm still keeping on with Daddy, because that's just been really nice. And I hope everyone's enjoying it, because it's been fun to do. I think Modded Stardew is going to be sort of my mainstay game from now on. But yeah, definitely Cult of the Lamb, I think, as my other game for a little while I work through the new stuff. Basically trying out what games work and what don't alongside Stardew Valley, basically. Heretic Valley, yes. I love that game. It's exactly the kind of game that I need in my life. It can be a little slow paced at times, but let's face it, these painting streams aren't exactly action packed, are they? I think a slower pace helps everyone occasionally. It's been cool getting all the new interactions, all the new kind of cutscenes and stuff that I've just never seen. You know, I've got 300 hours in that game. I'm not exactly new. So it's nice to still get surprised. I do want to play more survival games. I just don't know if, you know, playing them on stream is the right call yet. So, I don't know. We'll see about that. I honestly feel like I need someone who's like an expert in how to make streams successful, just to come in and be like, you need to do this, this, and this. And I know stream coaches and stuff like that exist. I don't think I'm at that level yet. I really look at this and go, amateur. Which I'm fine with being an amateur, to be honest. Seven Days in Hannah Claire. I'd love to do some 7 Days to Die stream. Like, honestly, I'm in that really annoying position of I need to work my day job to pay the bills. But my day job is interfering with my ability to stream, which is then interfering with my ability for my stream to pay my bills. So I need to stream more and work less, but I can't afford to work less because, yeah, it's just like a cycle. What I really need is to find some streamers who also work full-time, who are like a bit more progressed on their stream, like they're maybe partners who also work full-time or worked full-time up until very recently, and I want to find out how they did it, kind of thing. Don't tell you anything you can't learn for free? Maybe. One thing I want to do when I've got a bit more energy is to go on a digital marketing course. I don't know anything about marketing in general. But I'm really interested in digital community management and all that sort of thing. And there's a course that I can go on for free. So like you said, Indy. It's not expensive at all. Just it takes like 20 or 30 hours, I think, if I remember rightly. And I think it'd just be interesting to learn. that does involve having free time, which I think everyone knows by now is not something I'm good at. And I have been very strict to myself not to sabotage streams by going on and taking extra coursework or anything like that that I don't need to. I heard from people, they just dive right in. Fair enough. Didn't have free time outside of streaming work. Maybe that's my problem. I can't really do that. I have to have downtime, otherwise I will just get extremely unwell. Plus, it's not like I'm exactly inundated with social engagements. I don't say that to be self-pitying, it's just, you know, stream, work, and rest kind of takes up all of my time. I don't know, it's something that's been on my mind recently. Just trying to make it work. Never quite feeling like I'm getting the balance right. I think you're right there. It's a trade-off. It's true. It's true. I've been lucky that I've started to find other partnered streamers who are also dealing with chronic illness. Because I think I think I need to take my illness more seriously. which is, it sounds silly, but I spent a long time trying to work as though I wasn't ill. Part of it was denial. It's like I don't want to be perceived as weak or anything like that, because, and I'm not saying that anyone here does. You guys have been amazing, but I need to recognize my limitations a bit better and work within them a bit better. Which is hard to admit when you're a chronic overworker. Like I have been my entire life. Yeah, I have been chronically busy since I was about 12 years old. So to go from that to properly scheduling rest and downtime is hard. And I think I need to get a bit better at that. And recognizing what I can and can't do. And, you know, understanding and being okay with sort of saying no to stuff and not doing as much. But at the same time, I want to try and make it work somehow. And I think one of the things will be to basically go from full-time normal work, full-time day job to part-time day job. Because 40 hours of work week does not let you do the same again on stream. Not easily. And it absolutely does not do that when you've got to, you know, cook, clean, take care of yourself, and you've got a very high maintenance illness to manage on top of it. It just, something's got to give. So I'm kind of at that stage at the moment of working through that, getting healthy in that way, and then seeing where I'm at after that. But it's hard to admit that you can't do everything. At least it's hard for me to admit that I can't just do everything. Because that's not what I was... It's not how I was brought up, and not how I've succeeded so far. I've succeeded by doing inhuman amounts of work. And I can't do that anymore. So I have to find a new way. I guess chronic illness is quite a humbling experience in a way. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out my backside. We'll see. I don't know if anything I'm saying is even making much sense to anyone else. I don't want to stream for a living. I want to do this, and I want to get more involved in the WWS side of what we do here as well. But I can't take on more stuff until I reduce what's already on my plate. And I think that's what's frustrating. It's hard to put things on hold. I'll get there eventually. I've always said that I'm not here to do this quickly. I'm not after overnight success here. I'm after something that's gonna last. So if that means waiting a bit longer, then I'll wait a bit longer. And I'll get it right. Yeah, anyway, there's just been stuff that's kind of been on my mind recently. Because I know that pretty much every streamer is struggling right now. Like, there are very few streamers who aren't seeing drops in numbers, drops in subs, and all that sort of thing. And it's easy to feel isolated because of it. It's easy to sort of question what you're doing wrong. But I think it's not necessarily any individual streamer's fault. Like, there's more going on in the live streaming space than we think. you know, it's more reflective of what's going on than we necessarily recognize. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just talking out my backside here, but it's not always easy. Not always easy to keep everything in perspective, especially when it's not going the right way for what you want. And questioning whether continue. Same here, Mindy. Same here. Like I had a real crisis of faith in what I was doing not long ago. And if I'm honest, I'm still kind of working through the tail end of it. And what helped me was just going to streamers that I admire and just looking. Like, especially ones that you're familiar with and you kind of know how many people they normally have in their chat. And the thing I was just noticing is everyone's numbers are down. Everyone. You know, maybe the 1% of the 1% aren't feeling it, but the majority of streamers are suffering fewer numbers. You know, the majority of streamers are seeing dropped revenue. They're seeing drops in sub numbers. And honestly, it will be symptomatic of things like drop in the economy and, you know, people having less spending money. And it's hard to keep that in mind because, you know, as streamers, we kind of feel like it's all on us to make it work. And that if people aren't subbing or following or whatever, then it's all our fault and we're doing something wrong. But it's worth keeping in mind that, you know, there could be any number of reasons why someone doesn't turn up to a stream. Maybe they're working. Maybe they're busy. Maybe they just can't afford it. And let's face it, everyone's going through a bit of a hard time right now. You know, we're just coming out of pandemic where we've got, you know, everything going on in the US. We've got everything going on with job uncertainty, with the economy, the climate, everything. People maybe just don't want to sit and watch a stream at the moment, much less pay for one. And, you know, I have always said I don't expect anyone to pay to be here. This is not me going, you should be paying me to do these streams. This is what I'm trying to say here. But you know, everyone's going through a time, and I think it's most obvious if you work in the kind of arena where it's very much an optional payment for people. You know, you're going to prioritize paying the rent over paying your Twitch Prime sub money. You know, you're going to prioritize getting food on the table over one-upping your sub, even if it's to your best friend on the planet. So it makes sense that subs across the board are dropping. And then add into that Twitch being complete morons and adding in very user-unfriendly changes. Makes sense. I'll tell you something, Indy. My numbers have been dropping steadily since the beginning of last year. On average. I'm now seeing the same sort of numbers that I was seeing in my first year of streaming. Well, my first year of being an affiliate, I should say. But I can't remember who it was. I think it was Loco, who's a streamer that does a lot of like Twitch news, and they're very involved with the Twitch staff side of things. So they're a little bit more privy to the inner workings of Twitch. They're losing numbers, and they put a little mini thread out basically going like, hey, I'm losing numbers and it feels crap. Is anyone else in the same situation? And there were hundreds of responses. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of responses. And everyone was saying the same thing. Yes. I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me. You know, yes, we're seeing less numbers. I thought it was just me doing something wrong. Yes, I'm seeing less. I thought it was me. And yeah, Loco has good takes. I've seen her pop up on Twitter a few times. I actually follow her now. Just because she tends to have a more balanced look at most of the changes. Because obviously she gets it from Twitch staff, but as a streamer herself, and she came up as a streamer first, she kind of can speak to both sides of the experience a bit more. I don't necessarily always agree with her, but I like a lot of what she says. And yeah, like I said, I saw that thread, and it was hundreds of streamers of all different sizes, all saying the same thing. Yeah, my numbers are down. I thought it was me. I thought I was doing something wrong. And honestly, just reading that, and this is only a couple of weeks ago, just reading that, and I'm seeing like, you know, these are people with tens of thousands of Twitch partners. There's, you know, people who are massive, and then everything from down to like my, you know, this size of community, the teeny tiny communities, and people with smaller communities than this even, all saying the same thing. Basically like, yeah, my numbers are down, and I thought it was because I was doing something wrong. So I think if you're in the same boat, which I would hazard a guess that pretty much everyone who streams here would be, you're not alone. I talk about this mainly because it helps to get it off my chest, but also because you're not alone. It's me too. It's hundreds of other streamers out there too. And it's not just because, yeah, you might have been doing something, but I also would be willing to put good money that I don't really have on the fact that it's not anything you're doing. Unless you are actively trying to scare viewers off, a drop in numbers is likely not to do with you. It is more likely to do with the economy, or, you know, people having less spending money, or any number of other things that are completely outside of your control. The best thing you can do, and I need to take my own advice here as well, is to just be consistent and tough it out. And not lose faith in yourself, which is way easier said than done, I know. But you can't control the economy. You can control how you react. So, yeah, I guess the reason I follow people like Loco is because it's easy to get lost in our own little bubble of smaller streamers, and it's easy to feel disconnected, but it's good to see the perspective from people higher up in the Twitch food chain. And they're saying the same thing. So I think there's more to it than we can really control. Control what you can. Control how you react, how you present your stuff. But don't give up is the big thing. Don't give up just because numbers are down. They'll bounce back. They always do. Yeah, that was a lot more talking than I was expecting to do on the subject, but I feel like it needs to be said because yeah, I've been doing this a long time and I've not been as successful as some other people in our community at it. Maybe. But I think I've been doing it one of the longest. And I've seen a lot of things come and go on Twitch. And it is one of the hardest things is to hang in there when you're getting adversely affected by things that are not in your control. Even if I'm not the biggest streamer, even within our little community, I think I've definitely earned one of the longest who has stayed streaming. I think it's safe to say that, you know, you can't always be growing. Sometimes you gotta stay still for a little bit. Sometimes it's because of things that you just can't do anything about. I think numbers is a reflection. Yeah, exactly this. And it's also worth not looking at individual streams as a gauge, because there could be something like a major sporting event going on at the same time as your stream could affect your numbers. If you happen to be streaming during the Super Bowl, for example, you're probably going to pull less than if it wasn't a Super Bowl. Or, it's Memorial Day in the US. Yeah, exactly this. It's Memorial Day or Memorial Weekend in the US. That could go either two ways. If I was streaming on US times, I would expect to be seeing fewer people because they will be spending time with their family or doing whatever it is people do on Memorial Day. I'm sorry, I'm not. I don't celebrate Memorial Day. It's not a thing here. So yeah, major holidays, the economy, so many things that are outside of our control will affect the stream. And that's part of the challenge of being in this environment, is kind of building in resilience to those kinds of things and those kinds of changes. If you want to see if something you're doing is affecting your stream, look at 3 months, not 3 days worth of data. You want to look at trends over months, not over days or weeks, because so many things can fluctuate at such short notice. Any data that you get for a single stream, it's just not going to be worthwhile changing your entire content on. But it's something that I see so many people doing. It's such a common mistake as well. You're exactly right, Thess. It's the biggest thing that you can do is just go towards the stuff that you enjoy streaming and then work from there. And I'm terrible at doing this myself. It's something that I need to work on. Of just trusting that, you know, trusting that doing what I want to do and having fun with it is the right move. And then just working out what the most successful stuff is within that. And it's a long, long process. I think most people now kind of understand that streaming as a career is a marathon, not a sprint. And I really can't think of a better analogy than that. You know, some people get overnight success and awesome for them, but that's not even a fraction of the top 0.1% of streamers. Most streamers slog for years. And, you know, less than 1% of streamers will even make it to a level where they can support themselves full time on it. So it's long odds and a long journey. And I don't mean to, you know, pour cold water on anyone's ambitions. It's just a very pragmatic approach. Terrible at promoting. I feel really awkward at promoting. I get that. That's why I have the automated stuff. It is why I have things like, you know, the timers that pop up every now and then with my links. Otherwise, I'd forget to let people know. And, you know, I work full time, so I can't dedicate as much time to this as I want to. But a lot of what I do on days like today, in the afternoons, I will look into stuff like automations, or I will watch some educational content basically on how to improve. You know, whether it's something like learning more about microphone settings, which is clearly something I need to put more work into. Or whether it's learning about digital marketing or learning about how algorithms work, because good God, I don't think anyone really knows what's going on there, but you know, all that sort of stuff. Just spending like an afternoon on that has really helped me to kind of, even if I don't necessarily get to put it into practice, it helps me get stuff in perspective. So a lot of the challenges of streaming are mental as much as anything else. So kind of overcoming the mental hurdles is a big one. And, you know, checking out your favorite streamers, seeing what they do. Why do you like the streams that you like so much? What do they do that make you want to keep coming back and spending money on them and all that sort of thing? If you know where your weaknesses are, what can you do to change that? And also, having friends who are really honest with you. You know, I fully would, expect that if I was doing something really dumb on stream, that I've got the kind of friends who would tell me that I was being really dumb on stream. and that I need to not do that. Yeah, just kind of being honest with yourself about what you can do better. It's not easy. I know where a lot of my weaknesses are, and I'm working on them, and working on learning more about how to get better. And I'm not an expert. You know, take all this with a grain of salt, because what works for me isn't going to work for you or for anyone else who has different content. You know, you gotta take advice from different sources and then work out what's going to suit your stream the best. That's a bit worrying. I got a mixer anyway. If anyone's wondering what I'm doing, my paint has pretty much fully separated. Instead of trying to shake it together, which doesn't always work, I'm just mixing it with basically a little chopped off bit of skewer. You know, the things that you would make kebabs and stuff like that on. Chop one of those down into nice, helpful mixing stick sizes. Just to use for these. Yeah, think about long-time friends can't seem to be bothered even lurking. So I would say, Indy, that I don't think it's a case of not being bothered. You know, people will probably be busy. I know for my part, I don't go to even half the streams that I would like to because I work and because time zones are terrible. And because my bandwidth is extremely limited in terms of what I can do in a given day. It's like Fess says, it's not always personal. But maybe it's the time that you're streaming, or maybe it's just the content that they just, you know, maybe you're streaming a game that they don't want spoilers for, or something like that. That's why I think variety streaming is actually the safest long-term form of streaming, because you can easily pivot to other games. You're not locked into a single game like a lot of, you know, dedicated single game streamers are. But yeah, I think it's worth keeping in mind that it's not a case of can't be bothered. It's that they just can't prioritize your stream at this moment in time for whatever reason. That's okay. It's okay for them to not be able to spend that time with you at the moment. It's an ingrained thing. I get it. I get it. It was something I struggled with initially. And it's something that I've learned over time to kind of not... It helps to not think of it as they can't be bothered. When you find yourself thinking of it that way, just to kind of remind yourself that it's not. Even if it is as dumb as going, oh, they can't be bothered, why can't they be bothered? They can be bothered. No, that's wrong. They can be bothered, they just can't make it. And for a while I had a world clock up on my screen, on my second monitor. So that I could see what time it was in other time zones. And that helped me. It was like, oh, why have these people not bothered turning up? And then I'll look at the world clock and realise it's 4 AM in their time zone. Of course they're not going to be there. Yeah, it's that as well. Yeah, it takes bandwidth. Exactly. And it's ironically what helped me the most was realizing, well, I'm not in their streams because I've got work, I've got uni, I've got whatever is going on at the time. So I kind of flipped it around. I was like, well, yeah, this person works when I'm streaming. This person's probably asleep. This, you know, they're probably eating dinner, whatever. And emotions don't have a brain, so it's normal to feel the emotion. And I would be the last person on the planet to judge you for that. But it's worth pouring logic on those emotions because they can take root and twist your ways of thinking, and streams are not worth losing friendships over. Take it from someone who knows from experience. They're not worth losing friendships over. No stream is worth that. So it takes a while, but try and, I'm not going to say suppress those emotions, but try and talk yourself. Imagine that was one of your friends saying that to you. And what would you say to them to reassure them that they're okay? And try and talk to yourself like you're a friend. Like, be your own friend. Which sounds really corny, but I hope you get what I mean when I say that. Yeah, and just remember, why didn't you turn up to your friend's last stream? remember that, you know, I think everyone would be at everyone's stream if they could, at all the times. But life has a funny way of getting in the way of things that we want to do. Spend all day online. Yeah, I'm exactly the same with this. Like, last night, for example, I wasn't doing anything. Like, I wasn't occupied with housework or anything essential, I should say. I did not have the bandwidth to deal with Twitter, Twitch, anything like that. I didn't go watch someone stream, like I normally would do. Normally, if I have a night off, I will be lurking in streams or chatting lightly or whatever. Yesterday, all I did was open up my music and I sat and read a book. That's all I had the bandwidth to do. It wasn't because I hated anyone who was streaming last night. It wasn't because I didn't like them. It had nothing to do with them. It just had, you know, all it had to do with was me and what I needed at that time. Yeah, like I said, it's hard to think your way out of emotions like that. And I'm not going to shame anyone for feeling that way. And I'm not trying to, so I'm sorry if it sounds like I am. It's perfectly natural. The important thing is what you do with that feeling. And what you do is not listen to it. What you do is you keep going. You remember that your friends love you regardless of whether or not they can turn up to your stream. I'm gonna put paint on next. Completely forgotten. That's annoying. Back about 14. Hey, that's cool. Glad to hear it, Indy. I'm really glad to hear that. Yeah, I think I'm definitely in a long-term hiatus from MMOs in general. Again, not because I stopped enjoying them, just because I'm, you know, trying out different things right now. It's hard being far away from friends sometimes. Or feeling distant from friends, even if you're not. I think online friendships suffer from that a lot because you're naturally geographically distant a lot of the time. But yeah. Just means you gotta work a little bit harder on the spending quality time together thing and taking advantage of that way you can. And honestly, I've tried to divorce my my perception of friendship away from anything to do with stream. Because, like I said, no stream is worth losing friends over. You know, been there, done that. 0 out of 10, would not recommend again. I lost too many friends because of streaming bullshit already. Yeah, better do the sleep thing? No worries, let's take it easy. Thank you for stopping in. You know, I always appreciate it. Sleep well. Thank you for keeping me company. And yeah, I'll definitely catch up with you soon. I want to find out more about the adventures of Space Jared. I think, to swing the conversation back around to what I was saying earlier, I think, next week is going to be the last long dark session for a while, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. Make that an early stream. And I want to start that new Cult of the Lamb run through. That will be on Thursdays or Fridays. That kind of has to alternate a little bit because of day job responsibilities. And June is going to be fundraising again. I'm going to be fundraising for the WWF again. So I'm getting stuff like that sorted out. I think I'm going to do like a one-off stream of something like I did with the Firewatch run. And I'll put some incentives up for hitting certain milestones, all that sort of fun stuff. Might even do a giveaway or two, depending on how I sit with it. Because all the giveaways that I do have to be self-funded, so it's a little tricky sometimes to do them as much as I'd like to. But yeah, I definitely want to get more into the swing of things again. So I'll be looking at hopefully trying to stick to a schedule. I want to make a schedule and actually follow through with it once. My goal for next week is to not have to cancel or move streams. Still here? Of course. Of course. I try not to talk about behind the scenes too much. Because a lot of these things that I've been talking about, like being uncertain in my streams and all that sort of thing, it's either been something that kind of comes and goes, which, you know, kind of normal for any streamer to question, or it's something that I've already worked through because I don't, as much as I want to be honest with people, I also don't want people to kind of go, oh, wow, okay, this streamer doesn't even like their own streams. Why should I be here? Kind of thing. And I don't want people to see it as me constantly moaning either. I love this community. I want to be clear that I love my community. I don't doubt them. And I know that I don't demand that anyone is here. You know, it's a weird dichotomy of, you know, why are my numbers not higher? But no one actually has to be here. Like, no one's under any obligation. You don't owe me anything. And I acknowledge that that is kind of paradoxical. And it kind of all boils down to, you know, emotions don't have a brain. And just because I'm having an emotional reaction to something doesn't make it true. And, you know, just because my dumbass emotions are trying to make me think that no one cares, doesn't mean that it's true. I don't question. I've got an amazing community who have my back and who support me way more than I deserve, and who have been here since, a lot of them have been here since day one, which is coming up for 7 years, which is insane. Like, I know that. I don't question anyone here. You know, it's just hard when you see that viewers number drop to next to nothing and you're like, oh, what am I doing wrong? You know, there's always that voice in your head, in the back of your head, unless you just have rock solid self-confidence, which, let's face it, how many people actually have that realistically, genuinely? I don't. My self-confidence is about as, I don't know, it's about as solid as jelly. So my confidence in myself is what I question, and that's the thing that I have to keep reminding myself. Like you said, about yourself, Indy and Thess and Bunch and so many other people, too many people to name, which is just incredible in its own right. You know, so many of you guys have been here since day one. I have to remember that bit and ignore the bit that's trying to tell me that that's not good enough, because that's more than I could have ever asked for when I started this. It's the whole balance of your emotional reaction versus reality versus anything else going on. Brains are messy things. I just consider myself very lucky to have a community that I can talk to about this openly. And I hope it helps. I hope someone listening to this I hope it helps them. I think it helps also to take breaks from Twitch. And I took a quite extended break from Twitch in general. I'm still kind of on that break. Not fully anymore, I'm slowly reintroducing myself back into watching streams and stuff, but I needed to take an extended break from just Twitch mentality. The Twitch hive mind, I guess, in a way. Just kind of remind myself of, you know, what was actually important. Hello, welcome in. And yes, Mortarion, still. We're still on Mortarion here. So it's like 3rd or 4th week. Maybe even week 5, I'm not sure now. I'm losing track. But welcome in, I hope you're well. We've been having a conversation about, like, the ups and downs of streaming. If you're wondering what the context of the conversation was. It's something that people don't necessarily always talk about. I think it's an important topic. So I was just kind of sharing a little bit about my experiences recently. Like I said, I've kind of been on a hiatus from Twitch a little bit. Twitch as a viewer and Twitch as like a streamer, part of the streaming discourse. I had to kind of take a break because too much of an echo chamber. Basically, it can be way too much. You get stuck in these thought cycles that are really unhealthy. So it's good to kind of take a step back and get some perspective. And just, yeah, reconnect a little bit. I'm still kind of taking my time rejoining and being a lot more selective with the communities that I interact with on a regular basis. Yeah, being a lot more selective in terms of, is this community good for me? Not in a networking sense, but in just a mentality sense. Takes time. He's an awesome model. He is. He's such a detailed model. And yeah, it's capabilities, I like using the term bandwidth. Twitch and streaming and, you know, being an active viewer, so being an active member of chat, and building those friendships and relationships and networks is definitely a bandwidth hog. For me, at least. Some people might find it as easy as breathing. For me, it takes a lot of bandwidth. And I don't always have that. I don't always have the bandwidth to deal with that aspect of things. So it's good to take a break and kind of reset. Sometimes that break can take a long time to come to an end. It's good to sometimes be critical as well. especially with online communities, it's really easy to fall into. And I do hesitate to use the word echo chamber, but that's kind of the best thing I've got for it. People kind of insisting that things are one way. Been out of the Twitch loop for a while. Yeah, I think quite a few people have taken a break. And again, I say that completely non-judgmentally. I don't want anyone to think that I'm like trying to guilt trip or anything like that. That's not at all what I'm trying to say here. I think it's good and healthy to take breaks. And I'm trying very hard to practice what I preach. Because I am terrible at breaks and taking care and time management and all that sort of thing. So I'm trying to get better at that. Yeah. I'm very grateful for the community I've got here. You'll put up with my bullshit. I can ask for better people. That was not the colour I was expecting from that. Yeah. Do a little bit of dark Abaddon Black. Not Abaddon Black. Black Templar. At the bottom here. I'm probably going to have to come back to these and redo them. These sort of like fluffy bits. I'm not sure this is exactly how I want them to look, but I want to make sure I at least treat them all the same. So we got consistency. I think there's going to be a couple of lineup changes on the board next week, just because as I've been doing some check-in on long-term changes, and I want to try something a bit new. See how that works out for us. Hey, Zinku, welcome, man. Yeah, it's a long stream. I'm actually coming to the end of it, I think. My hands are complaining at me. I hadn't realized how long I'd been on this. It's good to see you. How are you doing? It's been a little while. I went from 14 Quest. Shirtless Einstein during. Oh no, sorry, Eston 9 during. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Shirtless one-armed handstands is not something I was expecting to read about today. Yeah, I don't know, we got on the roll talking and I lost track of time. You had a 50th last weekend? Happy birthday. I hope you had a fantastic 50th. I hope you had an absolutely wonderful weekend. Huge milestone. Tanine? Ah, my apologies. I've not come across that name before. Thank you for correcting me. Jack Zwipper? Oh. Interesting. See, my brain went to Jack the Ripper then, obviously, because I'm British. I don't know who Jacques the Whipper is, but I want to say their name with a French accent. I don't know. I'm going to leave these there because I'm going to start adding things I'm not sure about. Do you know who he is? I do not, but I will check the link out when I can. I want to say the name with a French accent though. I hope you had a good time. You should say it with a French accent. I see. Oh my goodness. Please. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna have to stop that because my brain is cooperating. My goodness. Okay, definitely time for a break. Discord. Okay, I will check it out as soon as I can. Thank you. Definitely coffee time, I think. But yeah, thank you for joining me, everyone. Thank you for keeping me company while I rambled, and yeah, I appreciate it. Link to a bunch of mini vids. Okay, I will check those out shortly. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for today. I'm happy with what we've done so far. We put some good groundwork in. We did a lot of tidying up and we got some nurglings done, so I'm happy. I will be back next week. I will try my best to stick to the schedule. It'll be up on Twitter, as usual. It's amazing, thank you. I think we've got probably one more week left on Mortarion. And then there'll be something new after next week. So who knows what will be next. But yeah, thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now, folks.